Hey y'all, it's Maddox.
And Shauna, good stuff.
Okay, today we're coming to you and giving you signs of how he or she may not be that into you. It does say he a lot, but it came from the book. He's
Yeah.
just not that into you.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the stuff is kind of bogus to me, so and to Nicole. So we
Yeah.
kind of took it and did our own little way with it.
Right.
Put our opinions in it too as
Put
well.
it in our own words.
Yeah. So anyways, okay, let's get started. First of
Okay.
all, okay, one of the signs, if he's into you, he's calling and he's calling you and trying to touch base in some form or fashion.
Pretty much every day.
Exactly.
Yes.
And no matter how busy their day is, they're going to want to communicate with you.
Right.
You know, they're going to want to talk to you and get to know you. And you know, if they're not doing that, then you know, more than likely they're not into you. And don't be the first to contact them. Okay,
Right.
especially being a woman, the guys like to do the chasing, and you
Yeah.
know, it just kind of makes us seem kind of needy.
Yes.
But then again, you don't want a guy who calls too much either, because that's kind
Right.
of needy too. But you get the point.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of leaves the mystery out. Guys like the whole mysterious thing, and you leave the mystery out if you're the one just constantly contacting them first. Like she said, let them do the chasing. Another thing is, if he's not asking you out, then chances are he's probably not that into you. If a guy really likes you, he's going to ask you out. Because if he's not asking you out, he's probably asking somebody else out.
Oh yeah,
you know,
they'll make it happen if they really want.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Also, if he's having relations or dating someone else other than you, then more likely he's not all that into you. So that right there should be obvious and a big, you know,
Red
flag.
flag. Mm-hmm.
If they're not able to love freely, and
that's
then
not
it's
real love.
Not really love.
Mm-mm.
So
and when we mean like love freely, like, you know, if they're married or whatever, then I mean, you know, they can't love freely because they've already got other commitments or whatever, or if they are seeing someone else. And if he is not asking you to marry him after a substantial amount of time, I don't mean a week or a month. I'm talking, you know, enough time. Everybody's different. You know, every relationship's different. But if enough time has went by and he's not asking you to marry him, then chances are he's not that into you. Because he may have, you know, commitment issues, but true love will cure the commitment phobia.
absolutely. And if he's breaking up with you, that's a given. He's obviously not that into you. He's moving on, and so should you.
Right. I mean, it's not going to be one of those, oh, let me, you know, see if he'll give me another chance or whatever. You don't want to go through that break up, get back together, break up, get back together thing. You just don't
because if
want
it
to.
didn't work the first time, more than likely it's not going to work the second. And
Exactly.
if it keeps being ongoing, then it's just move
Right.
on. Move on.
And if he's disappeared on you, don't try to contact him. Don't try to find him. He's moved on, and so should you. If he doesn't care enough to tell you, like, hey, it's over, then you shouldn't need, or, I mean, even care about trying to have the closure. Don't try to, you know, go find him just to be like, why did it not work or whatever. I mean, I know it's hard sometimes, but if he's going to be like that, just disappear, then, you know, why would you even want to be?
Why would you want closure?
Yeah,
Yes,
why would you want to be with
that's
somebody
insane.
like that anyway?
Yeah, I wouldn't. Okay, if a guy's a selfish jerk all the time and the guy's being a bully and bullying you around, which that also can lead in, you know, we've talked about, you know, verbally abusing someone or physically, or if they're cheating on you or anything like that, the chances are they're not really all that into you. If you really love someone, you're going to want to do everything you can to make them happy, and to, you know, you'll respect them and you'll do anything you can to put a smile on their face.
Right.
And if they can't do that, if they don't do that, then more than likely they're really, like I said, they're just really not all that into you.
Yeah. Oh, and something else about what I was saying, you know, about the whole, you know, if he's disappeared on you, that also is don't try to find him kind of thing. You know, don't try to contact him. That also is like if a breakup happens, also, you know, he breaks up with you, or if you break up with him and that sort of thing. Don't you have a story kind of about that?
Actually, yes, I do. And let me tell you something. I broke up with a guy. This was like a long time ago. It's like when I was younger. But anyways, one of the best things, you know, I can't stand to hear women lie to one another. You know, a reason why, making excuses why a guy hasn't called, why a guy isn't doing this, why a guy isn't doing that. Well, if a guy is into you, He's going to do everything he can to keep in touch, to touch base. He's going to want to be out with you. He's going to want, if a guy really likes you, he's going to make it happen. If he wants to date you, if he wants to be with you, it will happen.
Yes.
Okay. And, I can't stand that we sit there and we do make all these excuses.
Oh, yeah. And we do it to each other all the time.
Exactly.
Especially if we know that like, if I knew Brandy really liked somebody and, it just wasn't going good, I try to excuse it and, well, maybe this, maybe that, because I know she really wants that. But, sometimes it's time to just be harsh and just tell the truth.
And that's actually happened to me. I had a friend once, and like I said, this was like a long time ago. But anyways, and I won't mention any names, of course, but one of my friends, she was one of my best friends at the time, I kept going on about God, how I missed him. And even though I'd broken up with him, I pretty much knew that's what he wanted and everything else, so I just went ahead and did it. And plus, he was kind of being a jerk. But at the same time, I kept talking about it and kept going on and on and on. I was like, I wonder if he misses me. I wonder what he's doing, blah, blah, blah. And she just flat out told me to shut up. She told me to shut up, and that this guy, if he really liked me, if he wanted to be with me, he would be on the phone calling me up, or he would be traveling to where I live, which he was like 3 hours away. But anyways, that's a whole other story of its own. But the guy would do everything he could to make sure, that I knew that he wanted me back. But the case was, he didn't want me back. So, it was just time to move on. And actually, I was kind of hurt in a way that she would say something like that. But at the same time, it was actually for my good. So, and that's what woke me up. And then, I just moved on.
I mean, it hurts to hear, just shut up. Pretty much,
I would rather someone be honest with me than to, and it's so messed up about how people will sit there and say things like, they'll tell stories even of like how something was so screwed up with one person in their relationship, and in the end it all worked out, and it's like,
that don't happen all the time.
That we're the rule. It's just like in the He's Just Not That Into You book, and even in the movie. I mean, it tells you that, and it's true. It's true, and it's definitely something you should check out. That's for sure. It brings everything to a whole.
We're all about the self-help books. I mean,
yes, we are.
You can check them out. Books A Million, Barnes and Noble, all those places. They've got those kind of books, and when you're down and out or you just don't know what to do, I mean, pick up one of those books.
Yeah, and maybe you can even learn a little something. Like if you're doing something wrong, or it just kind of, I don't know. I like to read and kind of catch up and just see, especially male perspectives, and like especially like the one book I love is The Marriageable. Like just because it has the male and the female perspective on dating and and things, and it makes a lot of sense. And actually, you can learn a thing or two from it. So and we all could stand to learn a little bit about
Yes. Oh yeah, definitely.
But I guess that's a wrap.
I guess it is.
All right. Until next time. Peace.
Deuces.